Hello?
Hello, can I speak with Mary Beth Hazelworth, please?
I'm sorry, there's no one here by that name.
I'm Brian Haththorn, a journalist from Chicago. I was told she could be reached at this number.
Whoever told you that was mistaken. This is the Wellington residence. It's been my home for over a decade. I'm sorry I can't be of more help to you. Good day.
Wait a second. I've checked county records, and Mary Beth Hazelworth is listed as the legal owner of your house. You know that, don't you?
Yes, but why is it any concern of yours?
It's important that I find her. Would it be an imposition if I stop by, Miss Wellington? I'd like to ask a few questions about her, and also about a Mr. Charles F. Stickney.
Francis Stickney?
Yeah, you know him?
No, I don't. But why are you looking for Ms. Hazelworth?
I'm an investigator for the Great Lakes Paranormal Society magazine. I'm up here doing an article on paranormal activities at the Bowers Harbor Inn. Mary Beth's connected to it somehow, and that's why I need to talk to her.
Why do you need to talk to me then?
Because you live in her house, and I think you know where I can find her.
I told you I don't know her.
You know, I recently spoke with David Bernstein, a mail carrier, who delivered letters to your address between 1945 and 1953, from a Lord Dillingham to Mary Beth Hazelworth. Do you find that strange? I do. You were living there during that time, weren't you? Are you still there, Mrs. Wellington?
Yes. What did you say your name was?
Brian Haththorn.
Mr. Haththorn. This is very unusual, but I can see you within an hour. Do you need direction to my home?
No, I've got your address.
How will I know you're who you say you are?
I have credentials, and I'm wearing a tan fedora.
All right. I'll see you shortly then. Goodbye.
Yeah. See you then. Click.
Oh, Mr. Haththorn, I'm Frances Wellington. You said you had credentials to show me.
Sure. Here's my driver's license, and if you want to see my union card, I've got that too.
No, this will do. Thank you. Please come in and follow me to the living room. We can talk in there.
Nice home you got here. Hey, I love the oriental carpet. Must have cost a fortune, right?
It was a present from my husband, and knowing him, it was very expensive.
See, I knew that. I've got an eye for things like that. Hey, who painted the portrait of you over the fireplace? Stunning. It's got a lot of class.
Thank you. It was my late husband, just before he passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Would you please sit down? I made coffee. Do you care for some?
Sure. I'll have it black, please.
Excuse me while I go to the kitchen. Make yourself comfortable. I'll only be a minute.
It's been a long time since getting out of Chicago, Mrs. Wellington. It's my first trip up here. Sure is quiet. I like that. No honking horns or busy streets. And everywhere you look, there's a lake. What do you call the one outside your window?
It's Torch Lake. The Indians called it Place of the Torches. But you're not here for anthropological lessons, are you, Mr. Haththorn?
No, but I'm a real sucker for a good story. Hey, thanks. It's nice and hot.
Before we begin, I have one condition. Please don't ask any questions regarding Mr. Charles Stickney.
Sure, not a problem. I've got other things to ask.
What is it you want to know?
What happened to Mary Beth's letters?
I sent them back to the post office. Apparently the woman sending them wasn't aware she no longer lived here.
Don't you find that odd? It took her 8 years to figure that out? That's a lot of wasted postage.
I can't speak for her, Mr. Haththorn.
All right. That'll be easy enough to follow up on with Mr. Bernstein.
Are you implying I'm not telling you the truth?
I've been an investigator for a long time, and you'd be amazed at how many people can stretch a story. So, do you have a long-term lease here, or do you pay month to month?
I don't think that's any of your business.
Why not?
If you did your homework, you would know I have a long-term lease, and only last year I extended it for another 5 years.
Actually, it wasn't last year, but only 7 months ago. I believe it was in mid-December. Does that sound right?
What else do you know about me?
You've been living here since 1940. And after the first snowfall hits the ground each year, you fly to Carmel, California, where you've had a home there since 1947. What else would you like to know, Mrs. Wellington?
I'm not sure I'm impressed or outraged.
While you think it over, I have a gut feeling you know where she is. What troubles me most is why you're not telling me. Does that make sense to you?
Why don't you ask your therapist, Mr. Haththorn?
I like that. I gotta like that. The reason I want to talk to her is because a poltergeist is haunting that restaurant. You know what a poltergeist is, don't you?
It's a ghost. And I happen not to believe in them, and you still haven't explained why she has anything to do with me.
Not a single thing. She's the owner, right? That's all she is. Here's something for you to chew on. My magazine was contacted by an anonymous friend of the restaurant owners after unusual sightings were being reported there.
Ghost, I presume?
No. Just one ghost. And this is where it gets interesting. There's an elevator that goes up and down without anybody on board. And there's customers were seeing a woman's reflection in a bathroom mirror. Have you ever heard of what happened to Mrs. Genevive Stickney?
No, but I'm sure you'll tell me.
This next part gets a little hairy. Sometime during the mid-1930s, Genevieve was found hanging from a rope in the elevator shaft, dead from an apparent suicide.
Excuse me, why are you telling me this?
I thought I already told you that. Did you forget?
I already said I don't know her. And if you don't have anything else to say, I would appreciate our ending this conversation.
I do have something else. I'd like for you to take a look at this photo. One of their waitresses shot it after seeing it written in blood on the bathroom mirror.
I've had enough, Mr. Haththorn. Our conversation is over. I'll see you to the door.
We're just getting started.
I would appreciate you not contacting me again. Do you understand?
Sure, but before I go, I'd like to say something.
I think you've said enough.
Mrs. Wellington, I'm an authority on paranormal phenomena, and that name on that mirror is Mary Beth Hazelworth, and you just saw it, plain as day. A ghost did that.
The waitress could have been disgenerous, creating a hoax for her own amusement.
Sure, that's possible. But why her name? Why not Betsy Lou or Margie Ray? Come on, you know as well as I do, that's not how it happened, which leads me back to you.
I don't have to believe any of this, Mr. Haththorn. Would you please follow me to the door?
I think you do. And I sense there's something you're trying to forget, whatever it is. I know it's reaching out to you, and I think you know why. I've encountered things like this before, many times, and this does involve you to some degree, Mrs. Wellington. This is no coincidence. You're living in the house of Mary Beth Hazelworth, and you're saying you don't know what we're talking about? Come on, I'm not stupid. Well, sometimes I am. Are you positive you don't know where Mary Beth is?
No.
All right. I can see you've made up your mind. Okay. Listen, if you do happen to come by Mary Beth, could you please have her call me at this number? You have a beautiful home here. And thanks for the coffee. It was good. That's pretty much all I have to say. Goodbye, Mr. Wellington. I know where the door's at.
Mr. Haththorn,
Yeah.
please don't go.
Why the change of mind?
I know where you can find Mary Beth Hazelworth.
Where? Do you have her phone number?
There's no need for that.
Why not?
If I reveal her to you, do I have your word you will keep her existence in complete confidence?
Sure. So where do I find her?
You're the first person seeing her in the flesh since 1924. I'm Mary Beth Hazelworth.
Say again?
I'm the person you're looking for, Mr. Haththorn.
Do you mind if I sit down? Why the charade?
Let's just say it's made my life more peaceful. So now that you've found me, what now?
First things first. What am I supposed to call you?
Mrs. Wellington will do.
All right, Mrs. Wellington, there's something you need to know. I'm a professional ghost hunter. I know that must sound strange to you, but I really am a ghost hunter. I've kicked ghosts out of places from New Jersey to San Francisco, and I won't be satisfied until Genevive Stickney's ghost is out of there. I need for you to tell me who you are and why she's reaching out to you. Can you do that for me?
I was Genevieve's personal nurse 38 years ago, and I lived in their mansion with them for several years. I left from my employment there in 1924 and returned to New York. That's pretty much all I can say. It was a long time ago.
Mrs. Wellington, do you realize what Genevieve is? She's a restless spirit looking for resolve, and that's why she's haunting the place. It's impossible for me to free a ghost without first finding its source of unrest, and there's only one person that holds that key, and that's you. You say you don't believe in ghosts, I say you do. I felt her spirit, and she's strong and angry, and I know why you didn't let me walk out of your house just now, because you felt it too. Now take another look at this photo. How does it make you feel?
I'm frightened.
Yeah. She's reaching out to you, and I saw the fear in your eyes. Here's another photo I want you to see. There's no date on it or name on it.
Where did you find this?
It was in Genevieve's bedroom, behind a wainscot panel. However it got there is anyone's guess. Did you have any idea who this might be?
Yes, it's me. When I was 23.
You're kidding. It doesn't look like you. Why the disparity?
1939, when my husband and I were vacationing in southern France, I experienced a tragic accident. My husband and I were driving over a bridge on the Orbe River, and as we were looking up at the Saint Nazaire Cathedral, our Delahaye blew a tire, causing us to swerve into an oncoming truck. After multiple cosmetic surgeries, my reflection in the mirror was only a stranger to me.
Whoever did your face did a great job. You'd never know it by looking at you. I'm serious. It's beautiful. Where did you have it done? Switzerland?
Yes, that's very knowledgeable of you.
No, it's just a good guess. When was the photo taken?
Well, I've never seen this image, but I remember where it was taken. It was in New York City in 1921.
So you're a New Yorker?
Yes.
What were you doing there?
I was looking for a new job that would take me away from New York. One morning, my neighbor handed me a newspaper with a red circle around a nursing ad in Michigan. I called the number and made an appointment for an interview. The following morning after breakfast, I jumped on a trolley to the Biltmore Hotel. Once there, I took an elevator to its 12th floor where an older gentleman sat outside a suite. He had me fill out papers and took a quick snapshot of me with his Rolleiflex camera, and then ushered me through its door.
Who interviewed you?
It was Mr. Charles F. Stickney.
Wait a minute. I thought we weren't supposed to talk about him.
We'll make an allowance, just this one.
Okay, it's your story. Why was he there?
He was conducting interviews for a nurse.
It was for his wife, right?
Yes.
So what happened then?
I walked into the room, noticing a chair to my right, and quickly sat down. I soon heard footsteps from the outside corridor, and the knob turning.
Excuse me, Mrs. Wellington. Do you think you could just, talk a little slower? My shorthand's quicker than my brain.
Yes, I'll try. When the door opened, Mr. Stickney walked into the room as he studied papers in a manila folder that he was holding. And then he turned to me, saying,